Hey people interested here, 1v1, Green Tooth Gorge, blue side. It's Zevargel with a Chaos Lord doing the corn worship out of base there. I'll ramble about that in a second. This guy walks through objects and cannot be suppressed, very durable and destructive, fighting in melee combat with good offense and disruption up against. C is a good thing. I think this is Localghost, I think. With an Apothecary, fighting in melee by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration or a strong support hero. We got a Blood Raven's badge, but this kind of, yellow blends into Green Tooth Gorge, doesn't it? So corn worship out of base, is it worth it? Is it faster? The answer, as is often the case, is it depends. It depends on the capping order you go for, it depends on the map. In this scenario, when the Chaos Lord came to the VP and sent the heretics to the power, it is slightly, if you're measuring like how quick can I get both the points capped, it is slightly faster, because with the Chaos Lord travelling this kind of distance, he is the limiting factor. Whether you worship or not, the Chaos Lord is always going to get to the VP after the heretics. So in this scenario, with the worship, you gain like 2 to 4 seconds, depending on how quick your micro is with the worship at the start. And if you're going, since you're going for the central VP, you might not know necessarily what the enemy hero is. Your Chaos Lord might get harassed as he is here. That 2 to 4 seconds might mean you get the cap when you might not have before. It does slow your heretics down, that's the downside. They could have got the VP past it, they could have already had this rec point capped if they didn't worship. But in this specific case, I think getting your Chaos Lord to the mid to maybe grab the VP without getting harassed is worth it. In this case, Localghost sent everything to the mid and made sure they got the VP, so maybe the heretics being faster would have been better here, but this doesn't usually happen. Usually an Apothecary wouldn't just send everything to the middle. We have more heretics up here for Zevargel. Gonna cap up the east side. Havoc's on the way. It should allow Zevargel to dominate early. We got Devastators here, but the Chaos Lord can deal with the Devastators pretty well by himself. He can, flank around, and even if he gets caught, he's not going to get suppressed. Might take a lot of damage, but should be able to get in there. So it should be a strong start for Zevargel. We'll see how it goes though. Was forced off the mid, which I don't think they was expecting. I was not expecting that from Localghost. Just piled on the mid and is now capping. So default heretics level 1 will beat a default Apothecary level 1. Just need to be careful that he doesn't have his purification rights before you run in. He can't win this fight. He needs to be careful here. Oh, he's going to get some support. Okay. Shotgun blast and tactical marines there to even it up and swing it well in favour of Localghost. Can the heretics get away now? I think they're going to be alright. Here comes the Chaos Lord. He's pissed. And we got Devastators here for Localghost, which suggests, 3 gens up. We're going to get Assault Marines. So unless Zevargel goes crazy with his power expenditure, should be able to get tier 2 in good time compared to Localghost. Apothecary's already got a customized Stormbolter. That is 25 power right there. We have shotguns and Sergeant for scouts. That's like 40 power. So they're already at 65. 30 for the Devastators. 95 power. If they get infiltration as well, that's another 15. They are spending. And the Assault Marines on top of that, they're well up. They're like 150 odd power. I don't think they have the elite training yet though. Oh, it's on the way. That's 55 power spent on just on the scouts. That's a lot. And assuming the Assault Marines do come, I mean, maybe they won't now. They've spent so much already. They might try to ride this to tier 2. I doubt it. Especially when they see the Havocs. Have they seen the Havocs? Yeah, the Havocs are there. Heretics have an aspiring champion. So that's 55 power there. Do we have Eternal War? No Eternal War. The other squad doesn't have anything. These guys will probably just run around capping stuff. At least in tier 1. Eternal War there, that's another 15. So that's 45. 90 power. Is it? 25. 55. No, it's not. 80. That's 80 power. Nothing for the Chaos Lord. Oh, there's Combi Flamer, so that's 110. But they're still up like 40-ish power. They should be able to get tier 2 in good time. A quick tier 2 for Chaos can be really powerful. Get that Blood Crusher up. Or maybe in this case, I think I'd go Bloodletters into Plague Marines. Because Bloodletters wreck all of the heavy infantry. Plague Marines help you deal with the potential Dreadnought. And you've got the Havocs as well. Chaos Lord trying to get in on these devs. That's a lot of damage. Holy crap. With advanced targeting activated, those Vengeance rounds almost wiped out the Chaos Lord in like literally a second and a half or so. That was full auto. Making sure the Chaos Lord left. The Localghost can't do much about this. Needs to go around. Oh, Assault Marines are on the way. Still seems odd to me that Assault Squad are 45 power, not 50. Zevargel is going to go for that tier 2. Didn't get the power pushed. As good map is actually pushing the power on the east side. Apothecary is here to shoot them in the face a lot. I think it would have been better for Localghost to get the Assault Squad up before the Sergeant and the Elite training. Shotguns, yeah. But the grenade and the infiltration, I don't think has benefited him a huge amount. I don't think he's hit a grenade. There's the Assault Marine jump. These guys with 400 hit points of heavy infantry armor each. Big problem. They should be able to break out and, yeah, needs to take advantage of this now. Cap the hell out of stuff as quickly as possible. There's your tier 2 for Zevargel. Didn't notice if they already purchased something. I would go Bloodletters into Plague Marines, but they might go Blood Crusher here. I think the Blood Crusher slows you down a bit too much. It's got such a long production time. It's been such a troublesome unit to balance ever since it came into the game. With Chaos Rising, obviously. If it comes out really quick, it's a massive pain in the arse. So you've got to up that production time. Or, you know, up the cost. In which case it becomes so niche. If you up the cost too much, it's like an early tier 2 unit only. You're never going to purchase it again. It costs like 100 power or something. Grenade is dodged. That was out of infiltration. So good job to spot it. Devastators are set up to stop this push. That's suppression. Chaos Lord backs away. He's not impressed. I think Dark. I was going to say maybe Dark Halo would have been a better pick, just to make the Chaos Lord stickier in combat, more annoying to deal with. But the Combi Flame is pretty damn good. It means you can just sit back and shoot and do actually some good work. It is a Blood Crusher from Zevargel. 360. Pretty long production time. And Localghost does hit tier 2 decently well. Broke out okay. Has gone up this east side and done some work. Look at this. As this wreck point, Tactical Marines all the way through to the back, grabbing that very natural wreck point. And they're going to get it too. Heretics in retreat. Apothecary is going to grab that. I think they played it pretty damn well since the Assault Marines came out. Blood Crusher needs to do some work here. It's a Bloodletter riding a Juggernaut. Heavy melee damage. Has some cool abilities too. The Roar to scare things off momentarily, and a Charge. Good speed, good damage output, but it only had 600 hit points of vehicle armor, which is pretty soft in terms of vehicles, because the hard counters in this game are pretty hard counters in general. Localghost could get Melter Bombs. In fact, already has Thunder and Lightning for the Melter Bomb. Could get Missile Launcher, could get... Oh, already has Advanced Targeting. So they'll... I don't think they'll get the Missile Launcher. It's a bit expensive. 35 power these days, but they're still quite pricey. I mean, the Blood Crusher can do that for you. Can force your opponent to overcompensate for the vehicle, spend a bunch of power countering the Blood Crusher that they didn't need to spend. Gets a full power bash. Now some Mark of Zinch CSM. Now they have Inferno Bolts. Massive damage output against heavy and super heavy infantry. And they can get an Aspiring Champion with a fancy demonic plasma gun. These guys are bashing power shotgun style. Assault Marines have their Sergeant, got a power sword, and the pretty awesome Merciless Strike. Here we see the Melter. Nothing really here to follow it up. They need the Devastators to do that. Oh, gone Stern Guard Veterans. So they can use their Vengeance rounds to whittle down the Blood Crusher. It is under Khorne Worship though. Khorne Worship, pretty damn good for a Blood Crusher. Even more speed, and of course you get the Demonic Health regen. Assault Squad jump into a Doom Blast and run away. Havocs are going to get suppressed yet. And the the Stern Guard are using the Kraken Bolts for extra damage against the heavy infantry. And they had a bad time. Oh, scouts get wiped. That's a big deal. Marco Zinc, CSM, and the Blood Crusher doing that. Blood Crusher's done really well so far. It has crushed some blood. Chaos Lord gone with the Armor of the Inferno. Did it just ride this to tier 3? Tons of requisition. I think so. They have a full power farm. Here comes the Librarian for Localghost trying to recover here. Librarian allows you to support the Devastators really well to try and get the advanced targeting to have an impact on that Blood Crusher. Vengeance rounds were loaded up for the Stern Guard, but they want to switch back to Kraken Bolts to fight the Chaos Lord. Raw damage output versus heroes is better than Hellfire rounds, but damage over time can be useful against units in cover or units retreating. But sometimes it is better to use the Hellfire versus heroes. There's Veil of Time on the Stern Guard. Melter and Vengeance round Stern Guard. Is it going to be enough? They do have that speed bonus from the Veil of Time. Smite thrown out on the Havocs, but looks like they are going to get jumped. Stern Guard still chasing. Khorne Worship going to help out the Blood Crusher. Now it goes after the Stern Guard to tie them up. And we have some Blood Sacrifice Bloodletters. Global ability of the Chaos Lord. He can choose a model, turn them into some Bloodletters, which is pretty damn useful, like right here. Oh, Angels of Death. Blood Crusher is going to go down. It's going to get meleeed to death. Look at that. And then a big old retreat. Angels of Death made a big difference there, I think. That's a global of the Apothecary. 50% less damage on your infantry, and they can't be knocked over. Here come some Bloodletters for Zevargel. Tons of power and wreck. Could go tier 3 even after the Bloodletters. Looks like they're going to wait and see. At least let the Bloodletters come out before you spend that resources. Heretics here in their default melee state. Can't do a whole lot. Did the Librarian just level up? No. Apothecary is level 3. His targeted heal does get more powerful per level. Power bashing Mark of Zinc CSM. They never did get their Aspirant Champion. There's the tier 3. Got scouts in the back line. They did replace the scouts and gave them a sergeant. Devs are trying to bash their own power back after the Chaos Lord take it. There we go. Pretty quick bash. Vengeance rounds up close. Zevargel definitely with the upper hand here. Look at the map. It's very blue. Localghost was deprived their own power. Chop, chop, chop. Looks like they're going to lose both powers. Well, most of both powers. Stern Guard getting all weirdly split up. The Blood Crusher did do a huge amount of work for Zevargel, I think. Really messed up Localghost's pace. I'm not sure they would have got Stern Guard if the Blood Crusher wasn't out. 2-1 cat. He needs to try and make something happen here. And with the Bloodletters, it's very dangerous for Assault Marines to jump in. Deadly Galaxy Burn. Can they get onto the Devastators now? They're trying to. Oh, full auto into Vengeance rounds. Chaos Lord might go down here. Does go down. You see Veil of Time on the Devastators. They don't need to set up now. It's a massive bonus, as you might expect, for a setup team. Allow them to help get that Chaos Lord kill there. CSM got messed up. Really messed up. Stern Guard are wrecking the Havocs. Havocs are gonna die. Wow. I was not paying attention to the Bloodletters there. I'm not sure what I did in that fight. But I was not expecting Localghost to do that well. I think Zevargel was really preoccupied with his Chaos Lord, trying to first get him into the Devastators and then try to get him to escape. Localghost kicked some ass there. Need to cap like crazy. You're not capping, Mr. Apothecary. More Veil of Time stuff. Librarian did hit level 2, and he's doing some work in melee. Let's not forget that. A great unclean one on the way though for Zevargel. 358 to 86. Can Localghost hold on with under 100 VPs? Scout scurrying off some heretics. Marcos Inc. CSM haven't leveled up yet. Look at the damage though. And that's without the aspiring champion. And without levels. That's pretty nuts. Stern Guard do get the cap. With their faster capping trait. Apothecary sprinting around because of armor of the Apothecarian. When he's out of combat, he runs really fast. It's a good smite. Bloodletters. Did you guys level? No. Half a bar. Bloodletters be chasing with their Mark of Corn. Assault Squad have leveled. In fact, they're almost level 3. Scouts do have shotguns. You can't suppress Bloodletters because they're demons and they don't care about that. But you can knock them over with that shotgun blast. These guys are phased out though, so you can't do either at the moment. There's the jump. Chaos Lord's back to his feet. Levels to 3. And Angels of Death. He's trying to dig in here for this fight. Librarian is messing up those heretics. Wow. I think the Apothecary was helping too. Here's the great unclean one. 266 to 86. Librarian gets away. Yes, advanced healing helping him out. Also helping out those assault marines. Here comes a big old Noga Vomit. That was a lot of damage to those assault marines. Wow. Must have hit every model flush. I'm not exactly sure how the damage model for the vomit works. Like if it's just flat damage all the way across it, or if it falls off towards the edges like a frag grenade kind of thing. Those assault squad fellas got messed up though. It's a Dreadnought for Localghost. Really? I mean, okay. Great Unclean One's going to smack it pretty hard, but it is going to do a lot of work to Bloodletters and, well, pretty much everything else if you can get in there. More heretics for Zevargel. And they have a good amount of red. We could see a Bloodlust maybe thrown into the next fight. Dreadnought is up. Starts off as a melee unit with splash damage, so it's good at wrecking squads. I think scouts are going to die. There's a cloud of flies. Oh, maybe they'll make it. I think they made it. Great Unclean One passively damages nearby enemies, as well as the awesome abilities it has. It can also consume allied models to get some energy back, which is handy because it does spend a lot of energy using its stuff. Benefits greatly from worship since it's a demon. Okay, there's a Dreadnought. There's a Foul Snare. Great tool to use against an enemy Apothecary. Damage, pull, and a stun. Heals himself and lives. How was he able to heal himself when he was stunned there? I guess stun doesn't stop abilities like I always assume it does. Just makes you really slow and can't attack. Vomit on the Librarian wasn't super impressive. Dreadnought did some work. See the Stern Guard using their Hellfire. That was to shoot the Bloodletters, which are light infantry type, or just infantry, I guess. Apothecary survived somehow. Great and clean one. Smacking it on some assault marines. Does not do splash damage. That was a change a few years ago now. Does a lot of damage per hit, but no splash. Does have that damage aura, of course. 221 to 63. Dreadnought basically hasn't been touched. No sign of a las cannon. I think Zevargel wants to tank. Next, there's another Dreadnought for Localghost. I mean, it is having a massive impact. The Great one hasn't really gone after it yet. Wants that Librarian. Doesn't have the energy to use a lot of stuff right now. There's Angels of Death again. 195 to 63. Dreadnought does not get a smack in there. You can melt a Great Unclean One. There it is. Yeah, doesn't want to overextend this big guy, because if this guy falls down, in big trouble. We do have a Havoc for Zevargel. Did not go for the tank. Imperial Abyss. Wow. A lot of damage to the Dreadnought. Took a while to get moving. Can they finish it off here? Oh, Chaos Lord gets pulled into his own abyss. I think they've got this Dreadnought, but there is another one to fight. This guy has gone for Mark of Zinch. Last cannon isn't quite in range. Oh, there we go. Oh, it was in range. Did not seem like it. He got the hit. Chaos shenanigans. That was definitely not in range going by the firing arc there. Here's the second Dreadnought. Once they see that second Dreadnought, they might. I mean, yeah, they're gonna know Localghost is not going tier 3 anytime soon. They're not that far off it though. I was gonna say Zevargel might be expecting Terminators, but once they see the second Dreadnought, they'll know that they're not imminent at least. Las Cannon's getting shots. Great Unclean One tanking tons of damage. Assault Marines get in there. There's Angels of Death again. What is the cooldown on that? Gonna take out the Apothecary here, I think. Yep, Apothecary falls. Assault Squad are being counter-initiated by those Bloodletters. Those are Blood Sacrifice Bloodletters. The actual, real Bloodletters ran away. Great Unclean One has taken so much damage here. Still a 2-1 though for Localghost. It was that one big fight over here that changed everything. Smack. Level 3 Bloodletters now for Zevargel. Maybe if the Chaos Lord was much more of a threat in melee here. Oh, there goes the Librarian. That was a little bit sloppy from Localghost. We've got a multi-melter Dreadnought now. Melter will do extra damage to the Great Unclean One. I feel like maybe the Chaos Lord should get his claws or his blood maul or something. Assault Squad is down. Maybe he doesn't need it now. Zinch CSM level 3 all of a sudden. Las Cannon is going to finish off the Dreadnought, and that might be the end for Localghost. Down it goes. Assault Marines down, both Dreadnoughts down, Librarian down. Apothecary is back to his feet, but for how long? Seems like Localghost is not happy with his own performance there at the end. Great Unclean One gets a sink kill, tosses aside the Apothecary there. 139 to 58. I think that might be GG. Because Zevargel is quick. I was going to say close to a tank, but they can get a tank right now. No one can beat me at being bad. Localghost is saying. Pretty sure I could. The skill of messing up a good situation. And I mean, it was still a tough fight for Localghost. Going in with that second Dreadnought. easy to lose sight of stuff in those big fights. Need that concentration. Zevargel is indeed getting a Chaos Predator. Maybe they were trying to get the red for Terminators there, but they got impatient. I don't think Chaos Lords are renowned for their patience. Grenade is not gonna hit. Just camping on the mid now. Localghost running out of time. Doesn't have the units to contest this. It's over. But they are fighting to the end. There's the foul snare on the Apothecary. Great and Clean came out at just the right time to really have a massive impact for Zevargel. And there it is. Level 6 Chaos Lord at the end. Certainly combi flamed a whole bunch of stuff. And a level 5 Apothecary. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.